which I'm sure there'll be. I was working on this for a couple of years, trying to build up subscribers. I actually paid a girl a couple of years ago to upload a bunch of videos. Some of those videos worked. I started doing videos myself using a screen share, but those screen share videos, really don't take off that much. One of them got 5 to 10, maybe 8, 9, 10,000 hits on live on a sales page final expense. But there's nothing like showing your face to become a star. That's usually what works well. I'm on uberconference.com. We've got a couple of people here. We got Andrew on this call. Hello, Andrew. Can you all hear me okay? Excellent. Okay, as Harris May is coming on here as well. Mr. Harris, hi.
How are you?
Very good. Just trying to have a chill pill. As you probably know, when you're in this marketing business, you're always trying to figure out what the next big thing is. There's mass media. It's much less expensive to communicate with people if you just do stuff really smart. And in fact, concurrent to this call, which is on uberconference.com, which we could have a conversation, I'm also doing let me see if I can get this over to this one right here. I'm going to go live on Facebook as well. Hopefully I do this well. There's actually someone in my office named Mindy that has 4,500 friends. So might as well use her page. She works for us. Her job was literally just to become friends with a lot of insurance agents on Facebook. So I know it seems a little bit weird. I'm going on her page to do this live product, but what the heck? She has 4,500 friends. I don't, so what the heck? I have to make sure I do the microphone well. USB audio device, USB camera. Facebook allows you to do screen sharing, but I'm not going to do screen sharing. It says here live camera. In the meantime, does anyone have a question or wants to say hello? Excellent, excellent. I'm glad you're saying hello. I did make an announcement on that email blast that was sent out a couple of minutes ago that there's quite a few people that we started off at $9.99 a month and are paying that to get rid of those ads, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous. The quality of what we're offering is pretty darn good. It's not just pretty darn good, it's really good. There's no way in heck that you could find anything even close to what we're offering for $14.99 a month or for $39 or $79. I'm doing screen sharing right now. If anyone wants to see me do a Google search for the word financial advisor website, you'll notice that these companies are charging between $100 and $300 per month, and what they're offering is not as good as ours. So that's pretty ridiculous. And I do say the word over and over. This is free and always will be. So hopefully you guys will, sell through us. We did manage to get really good deals from various companies that will give you higher commissions than anyone else. I click the word go live. I'm on Facebook as well. Okay, where are all these things? But I do concentrate on uberconference.com. That's where we can be interactive and all that good stuff. We got Mr. Lewis Chapman on this call from Mississippi. Hello, Lewis. You're on mute, but I just took you off mute. As you probably know, I did send out that email. Let me just go to that email myself. If no one's going to talk, I might as well talk to myself. I click the word campaigns. This email blast was sent out to about 9,478 people, which you could see. I might as well just read it. Since starting today at 12 noon Eastern time, I'll be live streaming my 6-day per week conference call on YouTube. It's on Facebook as well. So if you're here on Facebook, welcome. Concurrently, the place that we could be interactive, that we could speak, that you could see my screen is on Uber Conference. It's very similar to Zoom. The big difference is I could send out invitations. That's how I get people here 6 days a week. For the most part, when people sign up for the website, and there was a gentleman named Casey who signed up for whatever reason, I was pretty busy the past couple of minutes, so I didn't bother inviting Casey, but I could do that right now. You'll get Casey on this call. I'll send him out an invitation on Uber conference. I click here, participants. I'm gonna have to get rid of these dots. It's a crazy system. I have to add them to the list first, but this gentleman's gonna get a phone call. Just to give you an example, maybe he'll get him to the call. But in any case, Harris, do you have a question from Connecticut?
No, not right. I'm sure I will, but not right now.
Okay, the reason I'm showing you, Harris, my admin, pretty weird. If you think about it, you've never met a tech company or a insurance marketing company that's actually showing you the last couple of people who signed up: Casey, Angelica, Billy, Sheer Yang, Kay Parker. All these people signed up in the last day or two. Doing this is we're really heading towards something called white label system. White label system means you'll be able to give these websites to other people. Those insurance agents that you sign up, that you recruit, will have no idea that my company exists. The huge plus that my company is offering is we get you in at these game-changing, very high commission levels, which is a huge negative if you're trying to convince other insurance agents to join your team. When everything is said and done, which is only a couple of months away, you'll have a system where you'll be able to offer people a website. You'll help them move up the search engine. You'll tell them what they have to do, all that stuff. Put the website on their own domain name. And if you want to offer it free like I'm doing, you could see that this allowed me to collect 13,022 agents in the system. You're more than welcome to. Offering a free website is a great way to get people in any system. It's a great way if you're in a nice part of Connecticut where you have well-off people who pay very high taxes. You know that these people are buying something called an indexed universal life for retirement planning purposes. It's the only financial vehicle that defers taxes. Then eventually it makes it tax-free, and that's through a life insurance policy. It just so happens, if you read that email, you would have noticed that we became partners with one of the largest life insurance companies in America. And the largest life insurance companies, for the most part, are mutual insurance companies. Mutual insurance companies are owned by the policyholders. Their whole life policies, for the most part, are paying 5% interest, which are very sellable. I cannot mention the provision with this particular company, which is a top 5 life insurance company, is I cannot mention them online. We're starting insurance agent at substantially higher commissions than anyone else in the business. If you send me an email, I will send you the contracting. And that is the scoop. I did get permission from a company called, in fact, I don't even like to mention any companies online. Now that I'm on YouTube as well as I'm on Facebook right now. So I just won't mention them, but if you're looking at my screen and I go to my admin back office, I click where it says latest news. This is the equivalent of your back office where it says latest news. It does mention the final expense insurance company. In fact, the people on YouTube and Facebook cannot see my screen. You could see me, but not my screen. So it does mention the insurance company here. And if you click this link, the insurance company did give us permission to list their commission levels. The commission levels are 122%, which is definitely a good deal. So hopefully you guys take advantage of that, as well as the game-changing major insurance company, which we mentioned in our password-protected back office, that we start everyone off at good for a mutual insurance company. It's the highest they go. The provisions are pretty simple. I like to keep stuff cookie cutter. Cookie cutter means I don't have to decide and have conversations with every person coming in. I tell you, if you're an experienced, successful person on this particular carrier, I start you off at 100. If not, you start at 90. But if you make 10 sales, you go right up to 100. That's about as cookie cutter as you can get. In our system, we need people paying for this programming. This programming that you have on your website, I'm not sure you realize it, but it's super high quality. It's super, super, super high quality. If you look at the quality of the website system we're giving you, there's nothing better. I do research. I'm Googling all day. I yell at my programmer. I say, hey, I like this feature. feature on our websites, and he's done it. Everything I've asked him to do, he's done. The big thing is the video at the top. The video at the top changed everything. You could literally walk into anyone who owns a business, which is 15% of everyone in America. And you could say to them, here's a website, the video at the top, as well as it's called the slider show at the top if you want. And it's impressive. You couple that with some basic knowledge about search engine optimization. For the most part, Google, when they started this business 20 some odd years ago, they wanted people to use their site and to come back. That's their business plan. Use my Google search engine and come back to Google search engine. And it did work out pretty well for them. For that to occur, for the visitors to come back and to use their stuff, they have to be satisfied with the results. And all it means is they give people what they want. For the most part, when people are doing a Google search, they're looking for the good companies, the real companies. Your job as a website owner is to somehow, some way convince Google that you are the real company. And that's it. When you're in business, you're a financial salesperson, your job somehow, some way is to convince the people that you're the real deal, that you know what you're doing. I suppose a high quality website that shows up at the top of Google Local and Google Maps is a good way to convince people that this is what you do for a living. In fact, let me go to I go to NAAIP.org. Let me just go here myself. Since you are looking at my screen, I click the word domain, scroll down a little bit, you will see a 13-minute video, how to move up Google, the 3 steps that you must do. It speaks exactly about this subject. It really comes down to original content and time on site. I guess a third aspect of a website specifically for insurance agents would be if it's good at collecting client information. But specifically, for moving up the search engine, it's original content and time on site. Those are 2 pretty good indicators to Google who the real companies are. And I believe there's no dispute on that. It's just the way it works. I'm doing a lot of talking. Anyone have a question or wants to say hello? Al, I just took you off mute. You sounded like you wanted to say something.
I said, hello, David. How are you?
Just having a good time, I'm really excited because I've been doing this job for years, for a long time. And I've never, put my foot down and said, hey, I need people to help us pay. And now I feel that the quality of what we're offering is good enough where if you guys do not agree with me, you're literally not in business. We've got contracting from one of the largest life insurance companies out there. I get people at the top level just by clicking a button and saying the word hello. This is the same contracting if you're a financial planner, you're a stockbroker, you took that Series 7 test. It's the same contract that they get. I'm giving people who could hardly, click buttons. People that are in business, that should be pretty, appealing to anyone. A lot of people come into this system. They're selling final expense. They don't have E&O insurance. We've got a company that we get you right at the top level. And this is a game-changing good final expense because they're the only ones out there that has 5 different whole life policies. So everyone's accepted from guaranteed issue to preferred. So, you want to fill in all the spaces. You couple that with Medicare. A lot of people sell Medicare. We're all covered for that. So what it tells me, and finally my programmer did a good job. The guy did a really good job. And in fact, if you're looking at my computer, you'll see me Google the word financial advisor website. Bunch of ads here. The first one that shows up is advisorwebsites.com. I click where it says pricing, website plans, digital presence starting at $99 a month. That's actually if you pay the 12 months in advance. If you don't pay the 12 months in advance, they charge 10% more. For this first one called the Traction, they're charging $109 a month. If you want to add video banners, they're going to charge you $219 a month. If you want to get rid of their website branding, their logo at the bottom that has a link, they're going to charge you extra $100 a month. It's probably not such a bad idea if it's a quality website, but we'll click over to where it says examples. And I'm on advisorwebsites.com/examples. I click the first one that pops up. This gentleman has the video on the site, which means they're paying $219 a month. It could be $218. You know, they when I first started showing this website, they took it off just recently. Video, it's going forward. Then it'll reverse itself from the beginning. To put video on at the top of your website like this, it's probably good to choose a video where people are standing in one place. But in the meantime, I scroll down and down and down on this website. A gentleman named Greg and Brian, they're the ones paying $219 a month. You know, it's an okay website. It's nothing special. They forgot to put the phone number at top. Probably on a cell phone, people need to make it easy to contact you. So the phone number should be clickable at the top. This company, which is at the top of the search engine for financial advisor websites, are not doing that. Scroll down. I did mention before about original content. If you want to move up the search engine, the way to check original content, we go to the website. You know, the most likely place they'll do a good job is on the home page, on the first page. But I'll click here, I'll copy 10 words. I'll put it in quotation marks, those 10 words. And you could see very clearly that this is copied content. Imagine that these people are paying $220 a month, or what is it, $218 a month, and it's copied content on the front page. I'm sure it's all copied content. There's dozens and dozens of websites using the same content. I'm fairly confident that what we're offering is a good value. If these people are getting taken to the cleaners, these two people that I showed you before, Brian and Greg are being taken to the cleaners by this website development company based on this copy content that will never move up the search engine. You could imagine that a plumber, an electrician, someone who wakes up in the morning, charges quite a few $100s for every 5 minutes they go into someone's house. They need this same websites. One of the best lead systems out there is called incentive-based marketing. Incentive-based marketing means you offer someone something that causes them to like you, and maybe they'll buy something from you. And I believe, Harris, you've been in this business for quite a while. Is that correct?
Well, I've been in money management business for quite a while. I'm new in this particular business, but I manage money for high net worth individuals as a sub-advisor for people like Mass Mutual, Lincoln Lincoln and such. Right. And so this is something new.
Okay, let me just so you're in this sales business for quite a while on some matter.
That's right.
Okay, would you say the statement I'm currently making, that incentive-based marketing, where you give someone something that causes them to like you, especially if that product doesn't cost you any money, is probably the best way to go? Would you say that's pretty accurate?
Well, I've never used that before.
What?
So it's something that I'm not familiar with that type of marketing.
Okay.
That's the type, when you're dealing with institutions,
you can't do that. I guess that's called bribes. But bribes, tend to work in a lot of places. But in the meantime, I do know business owners. They are in trouble. They need business just like everyone else. And if you could offer your expertise, which is literally 5 minutes of expertise, it's one of the simplest professions out there, but it's one of the most needed ones out there. We all remember, harken back to the 1990s when that Yellow Pages showed up at your door, and that's how you bought stuff. Nowadays, it's, hey, I need a website. I need to move up the search engine. Google Local, Google Maps, the equivalent to Yellow Pages. So this is something you guys can offer to business owners. But the first thing first, offer it to yourself. And specifically, we're a very good relationship with one of the largest life insurance companies in America. We get you at the top commission level, and their specialty happens to be retirement planning, index universal life, whole life policies that pay 5% interest, a very, very sellable product. And I've seen these policies come in $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 per month premium, which means you guys make $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, a lot of money, thousands of dollars for every sale. It's not a bad skill set to pick up, especially since if I click over, let me go here right now. If you go into your back office right now, which I'm going into a sample back office, and every programmer did that video, I'm like, hey, this stuff is good. Let me just log in. I'll log into a sample website. I'm sure yours does not look much different. In the meantime, as my computer is a little bit slow, I click template, see what template this gentleman is choosing. He's on the classic wide, which is really the default template. I click view your site. That's where the editing happens. Maybe because there's so many windows open on my computer, that's why it's taking a long time. But in the meantime, does anyone have a question or wants to say hello? I click where it says change header background. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just click where it says change background. Wow, what the flying heck? Change background. I go to video header. These videos are pretty heavy, but my programmer put a bunch of videos. Initially, we started with 6. Now he's up to 6. There's 9 on each page. He's got 3 pages. So we uploaded 27 videos. You could upload your own video. What I would highly recommend is pick up the skill set where you could take a 10 or 20 second video of something, upload it to a website, and especially these workers, these people that own businesses, the building trade people need websites more than anyone else. They make more money automatically when they come across as professional, and they're the least likely people to be able to do stuff themselves. So you could, and these guys have vans. Take your cell phone, your high-powered camera. The quality of this phone is much better than what the Walter Cronkite was in the 1970s. You literally take a picture of this guy, 10 or 15 seconds in front of his van, upload it. In the meantime, and you can make a beautiful website for anyone. If you want to do slider header, you put up to 4 images here. Since I realized the importance of these images at the top so much, I told my programmer to instead of having 27 video options, very soon we will have over 75 video options. But in the meantime, the best thing you could do is upload your own video. But I've noticed that very few insurance agents do that. So that's why I did make that announcement. Anyone who's paying $9.99 to get rid of these ads, I'll only raise it when when the programmer does this, which is only a couple of days, maybe a week or 2 away. And again, if you sell through us at these super high commission levels, I'll refund whatever you've paid. But we definitely need people helping us pay our bills. We do have Beatrice on this call. Hi, Beatrice from Florida. Okay, we're good. Hi, Anita. I see your message. Thanks for meeting today. We'll be working on my site today. Okay, this is it's a hard business, but I have to tell you, I see the sales coming in. There are some people who are making a good living, and you might as well take advantage of it. I take these contracting for our major insurance companies does require errors in admission. Errors in admission is running people anywhere from $31 to $40 a month. And you might as well at least sell yourself a policy. Whole life policies that are paying 5% interest, index universal life. You get the first year commission. And I guess when you sell yourself, you'll learn the policy and you'll say, hey, this is a pretty good deal. And this whole system that we're setting up is for you guys to be at the top, which is not real. The vast majority of independent insurance agents are not suitable for this profession. And I see that if you click in my password protected back office, which I'm doing right now, you see the last 50 people that signed up. Brent Gardner, whatever it says here, he subscribed, which means he got rid of those apps, and he also properly put the website on his own domain name. So that's 1 out of 50. We've got Mr. Bolton. He properly put the website on his own domain name, so that's 2. Marcus, 3. He subscribed as well. Jeffrey Hoyt, he subscribed, but he didn't put the website on his own domain name. How much are we up to? So we're literally talking, how many is this? 8 or 9 out of 50? That means 40 people signed up till now still have not put the website on their own domain name. If we harken back to the 50 previous to that, probably 2 weeks ago or so, I guess maybe I wasn't as good. I wasn't as persuasive. But Miss Bennett, that's 1, 2, 3. It's 4 people, 4 out of 50. That tells me, if there was something in the marketplace that was as good or, similar, but there isn't. What we're offering is good for this industry. There's nothing better. The commission levels we're offering are much better. I'm on Facebook all day, and I see these multi-level marketing companies, what they're offering. There's one that starts people at 30% commission. There's another one that starts people at 70%, but they've got one product that has super high commission levels because it's incredibly overpriced. And on that one, they start people at 80, 90, or 100. So they do all their advertising. Hey, we start people at 100 and we move you up to 145, or some ridiculous ad campaign, based on that one overpriced company. Common sense tells you if you're part of a multi-level marketing organization and you're a downline of a downline of a downline, your deal is good. If the marketing company that recruited you gets all excited that they're recruiting you and they have a local office, someone's paying for that local office and it's coming from your commission levels. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that these companies need you to sell their product. It's not the marketer that matters. It's you in the product in the insurance company. If the marketing company happens to be offering you a needed tool, that's a bonus. If the marketing company happens to be offering you higher commissions than you could get any place else, that's probably where you should be selling with. And that's exactly what we're doing. We don't need local offices. In fact, we now probably should have local offices, but it depends on game-changing, high-quality sellers to run those local offices, which are you guys. All we're literally trying to do is identify people who are good at this business. At a certain point in time, I'm out of this business of offering direct contracts. Someone comes into this system and I simply say, hey, go join Joe's team in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And what Joe will do, or Al, whatever I said his name is, he will tell this new agent coming in, write out a list of your 15 or 20 favorite relatives. He'll go with new agent who probably worked on an Amazon warehouse beforehand. He'll close those deals. He'll close a couple of deals. In the meantime, since my company will be doing this white label system, which means those new agents will have no idea that my company exists, this will be the perfect storm. I've personally been able to recruit or cause 13,000 agents to sign up over the past couple of years. That doesn't mean 13,000 people are selling products through the system. It just means they register. As the quality of this system is getting better and better, there's a higher percentage of people who put the website on their own domain name, do the proper steps to move it up the search engine, but it's a pretty low percentage. So I'm definitely seeking out people that are good at this business, game-changing, all that good stuff. In fact, let me see who's on. I'm on YouTube as well as Facebook. Let me see if anyone's on this YouTube. Where does it say here? What is this? YouTube Studio? It says here 5. What does this 5 mean? It means 5 people are here. It's pretty good. Let me see who's on Facebook. Okay, I'm not, but believe it or not, normally when you speak to these marketing companies and say, give me a call, they get all excited and they give you a call. The reason they get excited is because they start you off at these really low commissions. What I need to keep, I can hear you. Let me just, Stanley, let me make it simple. If you send me an email with the words, send me contracting for XYZ insurance company, I will send you the contracting.
No. We already contracted. I just needed some help with something, I'm all set. All right.
What do you need help for? Remember, I only want to work so many hours per day. Let's discuss it right now.
I'm not interested in the website. I have it. I'm interested in selling. Okay, so if you can put things on website for us and things like that, that's very helpful. The websites don't sell. Okay, website bringing leads, but they don't sell. All right. So you would sell. I contract with you. I need to know how to get in so that I can start selling. I'm making calls right now.
Okay.
Just work 20 minutes on this, and that's not making money.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. So you did contract for that insurance company. I sent you the contracting. You filled it out. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Believe it or not, maybe this is a shock to other people on this call, but these insurance companies are very interested in keeping their insurance company in business. So they hire agent service department. Anita, I believe, has a good sense of humor. Anita, would you say that's pretty accurate?
So.
You would say it's accurate? So these insurance companies
They will provide you information?
will provide you information.
I've been on the training on NLG constantly. I love the training.
Right. It just so happens that particular company, which I will not mention because my agreement with them is not to mention the insurance company itself, since we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube live stream now, that particular company happens to be really good at agent service. Because they have a lot of products, they have an extensive list of products. Other companies are not as extensive, specifically final expense. Final expense is a pretty, simple industry. Person dies, put the body in the ground. You don't want the family to pass the hat. Is that pretty much the sales pitch for final expense? If I'm not mistaken. The beautiful thing about Stanley, about that particular insurance company, they're the only ones out there that has 5 different whole life policies, which is good. You could go from preferred to guaranteed issue, whatever is good for them. They also have an accident policy, which has a return of premium. People pay $20 a month if they don't die during that 20-year period where they're paying that for the accident. I should mention that the policy goes from $100,000 to $200,000 during that 20-year period, while they're still paying $20 a month. It may not be exactly 20, it could be 19 or 21, but it's pretty close. At the end of that 20 years, the family gets back the entire premium that they've paid in. They keep stuff really simple. That's a very simple explanation. It's a simple explanation. There are other policies are whole life. There's 5 of them. The preferred policy goes up to, I believe, $150,000, and it has to be done on a face-to-face basis. The other 4 could be done telephonically, and they're more limited. I believe that whatever the papers say, I believe it goes up to 20, 30, 40, 50,000, whatever it says there. And they do an e-signature, which means you could definitely sell it telephonically. You send them an email, they sign it, they get a follow-up phone call to examine the health questions, and they're accepted. One of the reasons I'm excited about this company is they allow me to offer you really high commission levels. Hopefully you'll appreciate that, and everything is good. When people talk to me about personal phone calls, I've been doing this for a while, and I recognize even the intonation in the voice. It's usually about advanced commissions. And Stanley, let me just take you off mute to confirm if my intuition is correct. The personal phone call you want to have is about advanced commission. Is that correct? Okay, I've been wrong before. It's not the first time. But here's what we do. If you go into the password protected back office, because let's say I am correct in other instances for someone else on the call. The whole reason that insurance companies want uplines and marketing companies, it's not because they're not good at marketing. That is a lie that you are told by these marketing companies. They say, hey, why do I have to go through you and not through XYZ insurance companies? They'll tell you they're not. As if XYZ major insurance company can't figure out how to do stuff. The reason is they don't want to take any risk, which means offering loans, guaranteed loans on, to people coming in off the street, people that used to work in Amazon warehouses on advanced commissions. So they leave it up to these local recruiters, local marketing, and they could be national marketing companies. They don't care. The only thing the insurance companies care about is not having any bad debt or any risk. That's all they care about, which is, hate to mention, it's very similar to what I'm going through. What I'm most interested in is game-changing top-level salespeople joining this system. That's what I'm concerned about. We want to be exactly like the insurance companies, assuming no risk. But if someone wants to sell stuff through us, I'm not going to say, hey, don't go through us, go through someone else, because insurance agents are willing to accept very low commissions if they get money up front. And I could tell you what my solution to this problem was. In the NAIP back office, it mentions advanced commission rules for the companies we deal with. It says major final expense and major insurer. For first sale, advanced commissions are not available. After one sale, you will have the option to be advanced commissions, but the contract level will be dropped 4 levels. For the most part, that's 20 points. After 10 sales, the compensation will raise back up 2 levels. And after 20 sales, the commission will return to normal. Agents that have a proven sales history are welcome to enjoy enhanced commissions. That's my solution. One of the things I did not mention on this piece of paper is that I want you, before I start guaranteeing these loans, because it's always the upline who's guaranteeing the loans. That's why the insurance companies want us to be doing what we do. I send you an email. Any of my personal emails that I send you has the wording contract, please e-sign this. And it's specific jurisdiction of lawsuits, interest rates, bankruptcies, like the worst legal language you'll ever see is on that piece of paper, including a copy of your driver's license, including putting in your credit card an expiration date of 2 credit cards. The fact is, I don't want to start asking new agents who quite often will not make any sales complicated. I don't want to make it complicated. So I say, hey, after you make 1 sale, I'll have you sign this piece of paper. And we always have the option to lower the commission. And then afterwards I raise it, which involves a little bit of work, but it's not the end of the world. So oftentimes you'll be going through similar type situations. We're trying to develop the top level. If you are the top level, I mean, if you're good at this business, you'll be making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. And you are more than welcome to recruit agents under you at half the commission level. There is a major marketing company out there. They're based in I'm not even going to say where they're major. They're all over Facebook. They start insurance agents at 30% commission. And I guess at that level, they're upfronting a little bit of money because it's so low. But it's the guy above them who's at 40% or 50% who's guaranteeing that loan. This is a marketing technique that is successful, and you guys are welcome to implement that marketing technique, but I want you to implement it and not me. So in essence, all this programming that we're doing is to develop the top level. As soon as that top level, I'm out of this direct contracting of insurance agents. I suppose I'll still do this 6-day per week conference call. I'll probably get good at it by that time because it will take a while. But I will not. But what we'll do, we'll have, instead of me going out there and trying to get people to this call, there'll be dozens, if not hundreds of recruiters, marketers bringing people to this call. And I suppose by that time, we'll have a CRM on this system. It's not very hard for my programmer to attach a CRM to this. We already have the database. We'll probably have a phone system, a phone dialing system, which it's not very cool technology as well. So when we couple that CRM phone system, white label, it means I don't have to offer contracts. I could have multiple people who are making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month who are, and I'm, taking, 5, 10 or whatever percentage off, and that pays the bills. So you have to be very careful when someone comes to you at a very needy type voice. I need to have a private conversation. What you're offering is, I hate to use that slang. I've been through that rodeo before. These are the most likely people to make a couple of sales to themselves and then go back to the Amazon warehouse. So it's a cookie cutter system. Stanley from Massachusetts. There's only so many hours in the day that I really want to work. I'm really working to get to that system where top level insurance companies and top level agents want to use our system. And they bring in money without any conversation. All they care about is tools and commission levels. And that is the scoop. I believe we've got Jorge from Orlando on this call. I'm going to take you off mute. Jorge, do you have a question?
Not really. I just want to congratulate on everything you've done to help us.
Hey, life is okay. Life is okay. But when you're into this, that's cool. But definitely, sign up for the website if you probably have done that. But use it properly. And I have to mention the end result is if you could sell products that make money, these retirement planning type vehicles where it's $300, $400, $500, $600 a month per sale, and you offer people websites, which you can do now. I've said repeatedly about the white label, which is coming, which is ideally for recruiting insurance agents, because you don't want these people to know that they can get higher commissions just by sending me an email. But a plumber or an electrician does not care that when someone fills out a form on his David at NAAIP saying, please contract with XYZ insurance company for higher commissions. He doesn't care. And probably the good news is the major insurance company, which you all should be selling, will not allow me at all to put any information about their name online. And the final expense is not really geared to any business owner. It's more geared to people that are, need to bury the body. Anyone have a question or wants to say hello? Let me go back on YouTube. I'm on live stream there for for 47 minutes, and it says here 4. Is that people? I've got 1 thumbs up. By the way, if anyone could go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and give a thumbs up, make a comment, because I realize these conference calls are okay, which I do 6 days a week, but I probably made a huge mistake that I wasn't on live stream before, that I was not on video before, because there are a couple of these marketing companies that are doing really well. I've noticed the past 2 or 3 years, and they're all based on an individual on video that seem to have taken off. And I get jealous. I'm saying, hey, how did these guys do that? And I didn't. That's pretty crazy. Anyone else have a question or wants to say hello? Okay, Stanley, I did take you off mute. If you discuss, I could do it right here. It's okay, you don't want to.
No, I just go ahead and try to directly on my phone before with them. All right, thank you.
Okay, take care. Okay, we got Mr. Egby from California. How is life in California? Man, that's San Bernardino. That's not Silicon. That's Los Angeles, right? Orange County. No, that's LA. Oh, that's LA.
Yeah, but now I used to Los Angeles.
I got you. You're heading towards Las Vegas.
Okay.
Heading towards Las Vegas?
No, that's going north.
Oh,
San Bernardino is going east.
Oh, I
West Palm Springs.
Oh, I got you. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. Okay, that is cool. I got 3 thumbs up. I do appreciate those people that gave a like. Hopefully they subscribed as well on my live stream for YouTube. There are a couple of people on YouTube that are doing really well. In fact, the training from those YouTube videos of how to sell final expense, how to sell index universal life is probably better than you'll get from any marketing company out there. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to become an expert at anything nowadays. In fact, a very good friend of mine, who was a very smart guy, he came from Poland. He moved to this country, and he was a fix-it man. And he realized that air conditioning people make much more money. He went on YouTube for a couple of weeks. He became an expert on air conditioning. Now he has 5 vans and people working for him fixing air conditioning. So YouTube is something they use as a resource to get good at any job. I should mention as well, since I feel somewhat confident that we're offering a good system now, I know we have literally a ton of people who even have the website on their own domain name, but who are not selling through us or paying money to get rid of those ads. And I thought these ads were pretty big, but apparently they're not big enough. I did tell my programmer to make the ad bigger. And it's specifically being done because I feel that we're offering a good product. And the wording on that will be, it's pretty sick wording. It'll say something to the effect. So it'll be that wording about the major insurance company that we could offer you game-changing good stuff and all that. You'll see it's probably going to be there in another 3 weeks. It'll be similar to the people who we're raising from $9.99 to $14.99. When he adds those extra 60 or 70 videos at the top, and the extra 4 templates, that's when I'll I'll put that wording there. So hopefully everything will be good. I did get a bunch of, I'm on dialpad.com. Let me read. I want to make sure they're above tech. This gentleman wants about final expense live leads. I've not spoken about lead generation systems, but there are other systems out there besides incentive-based marketing, besides this website stuff, specifically for final expense. Postcards and Facebook leads are pretty popular. I could go into that in a little bit. Someone did call about that. I believe Stanley gave a call as well. He's on this call. I spoke to Stanley. I've got the list here: 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. This is going back from 2008. I just want to keep stuff relatively simple. Just give people good deals and they sell. I've been in this various types of businesses. I've realized you just get people good deals and they like you. How do I find you? How to sell final expense on YouTube? Let me see if Harris is still here. Harris,
I'm still here.
Okay, let me answer this question. I had a pretty good system multiple years ago. I worked for a call center when I was in my early 20s. And this company hired 100 people. They were the biggest advertiser in the Fort Lauderdale newspaper. They always had 100 people in their office. Every week they would fire 10 people. So you can imagine, they had a really good system. I worked for them for 11 months. And what I learned from that is you say the same thing over and over and over in an intense manner. If you work for a boiler room, instinctively they force you to learn that technique. If anyone ever goes into the sales business, I would highly recommend that you work for that type of call center for an extended period of time for it to be internalized. I remember first showing up at this call center, I was amazed that they came out with their sales pitch. Like, it was so professional. Lo and behold, a couple of years later, I had a lot of money because I made money in sales specifically because of the work from this call center, stuff that I did afterwards. And I was able to rip off these sales pitches really quick based on the experience of this call center. And I happened to be selling a product that it worked. Eventually, I hired someone to make the calls, and I went down on the appointments, and it was all based on this sales pitch. So if I Google the word selling final expense by phone, I wrote that sales pitch online by phone, and I made a video on it. So this is the article right here, NAAIP.org/sell final expense by phone. If you click over to the bottom of NAAIP.org where it says sales tools, it's linked there as well. But in the meantime, I will click on this. It gives you the sales pitch as well as additional information. And if you read this from top to bottom, it definitely makes logical sense. I know, Harris, at this stage of your career, you probably don't want to work in a call center for 11 months of your life, but that's really how this is internalized. If you could set up the call center at your house where you could sit up straight, speak in an intense manner, you will run it through very quickly afterwards, and you will end up making a lot of money. But this is the proper technique based on the logic of this sales pitch. The similar sales pitch for annuities and Medicare. I suppose I should do one for mortgage term, because apparently when I put up these pages, they go to the top of the search engine. If you YouTube these, I set up a YouTube video with me just reading that page from top to bottom. In fact, I'll see if it's still at the top, selling final expense over the phone. Let's see if it's still towards the top. As I mentioned, there's a couple of people doing really well online. They really specialize in video, which is why I have to get good at video. But it's a good idea to copy other people. Let me see. It was at the top. It disappeared. Wow, that's not good. Right here. It's five almost 6,000 views after 2 years. So it was at the top, and recently it came down. So if you could click this video, it's just me reading that page. But I'm pretty sure I did the same sales pitch for 5 years, and the income just kept on going up and up. And it worked. If you say the same thing over and over, minute after hour over 5 years, you really pick it up eventually. But that sales pitch which is mentioned could be used for any product, not just final expense. It's the same logic.
Thank you.
And that's why when we develop this system, I'm hiring another programmer to do a CRM. I suppose after the CRM is done, we'll switch over to a phone system. Specifically to, if you have the website, you might as well use our phone system and CRM. I believe for the CRM, we will not be charging more money. We'll keep it at $14.99 because it'll take, my programmer said it'll take him 2 months to do the CRM. But the phone system has outside expenses for the phone calls, so we'll have to charge for that. But if you click on our leads page, it does mention a bunch of CRMs and phone systems. The one I would go with, let me see which one I would go with. LACRM is $15 a month for a CRM. Then you click where it says phone companies that work well with LACRM. You've got a company called justcall.io. But there's other companies mentioned on that page as well. And the phone system will take us a little longer to do than the CRM. But it'll all get done. If we click over to this lead page as well, NAAIP recommended phone system, NAAIP recommended automatic dialers. So if you click that link, you've got 10 or so different dialing companies. They're usually charging between $100 and $150 a month. They're also there's a couple of them that try to sell you data, but if you click over to our lead page, there's a company listed there that gives you 200,000 names for $50. Let me see where it's listed. It's called Consumer Data or Sales Data Pro $49.95, 200,000 names. So that's all you need. But the trick is if you could get a headset, a computer, a dialing system that those access to those database, and you use the sales pitch, which I'm recommending, you will make money, but it does take a lot of discipline. It really does not. You could Google the word final expense sales pitches over the telephone, but I believe what we're offering what I wrote is very, very cut to the chase. I could go over it right now. You might as well, since people are on this call, I'll just go over it right now. Towards the bottom of naip.org/sell final expense by phone with a bunch of dashes. I'll mention it right now. Hello, Mr. Smith. My name is David Smith of Senior Alliance of Boca Raton. The logic is you pick an upper income city, you name your company, some sort of charity sounding. Okay, it says right here, the introduction is to be said rather quickly, no pauses. Pausing allows the potential client to interrupt you. If the client has time to think, then they may wonder why he is allowing you to waste his time. In the meantime, he is thinking you are a charity, so the client is giving you the benefit of the doubt. Therefore, the client is not hanging up on you. You could imagine your goal at the beginning of the phone call is to have the people not hang up on you. So there's certain things that cause people to hang up on you, which is they realize that you're wasting their time. If you speak fast, if you don't pause, and he thinks you're from a charity, they're much less likely to hang up on you. That's why I mentioned these sales pitches are generic for all telephone sales. Then your issue is you have to answer the people's questions before they ask. If you do that properly, the ultimate goal is you will be recognized as a needed professional, and they will do what you want them to do. In order for that to occur, number one, you have to not be hung up on. You have to. What's on that particular gentleman's mind who you're calling is, why are you calling me? So you say the word, here is the reason for the call. Then you give a couple of paragraph explanation of why you're calling. Instead of asking him a question, a long-winded question where the person has to think, the first response from these people, it will be right. If you cause them to think, they will hang up on you. So initially, it will be right. And the explanation here, it's still the beginning of the call. Don't have the client say much, or he will think and then hang up. So it's very good logic on these particular sales pitches. You should internalize them. If you do and you implement it properly, you will make money. And it could be final expense, Medicare, annuities, it's all the same. I speak okay, but if I had a sales pitch of the same words that I'm doing for 1, 2, 3, 4 years in a row, you get really good on those particular words. And once you get good at these words, you could train other people to get good on those words, and you have yourself a business. And the trick is just coming out with the words. But the ultimate goal is to have these people not hang up on you, think of you as a top-level professional, and close the deal, give you money. And that is the process. And it's hard work. Okay, let me see what it says right here. Okay, Harris May. I hired SecureAgentMarketing.com to create a Facebook lead program. I received 8 leads yesterday for $5.50. Second day in operation. Just keep in mind, no one's working for free. Is that pretty accurate, Harris?
That's accurate.
Okay,
but the issue is that if you want to spend most of your time selling, and you don't have expertise in managing a system, which it does take expertise.
Right, that is correct.
It does take adjustment, and it does take testing.
That is correct.
If you're willing to be able to spend money to be able to have an expert, if you understand how complex it is, you don't have to understand the complexity.
Right, that is correct. If we are talking about computer programming and website building or crazy stuff like that, but we have to figure out, is it that complex, and is it worth it? What the risks are. One of the risks are when you do work with a marketing company, they may be selling these leads to someone else afterwards, which ruins the whole party.
Well, these are not. These are generated exclusively for me. They come in directly they come in instantaneously into my email and to my CRM. So nobody else gets these. Nobody else gets these leads.
$50. And
now, it's only, remember, this has only been I've only done this for 3 days, and within 2 hours after creating it, leads started flowing. So I can just say that I tried to do this myself and spent an inordinate amount of money for somebody else trying to do it. And these people were able to at least starting off pretty good.
Okay, Harris, I don't want to be the Grim Reaper, but Facebook leads, a live transfer, real lead coming into a system isn't, does run even the person setting up the account. For the most part, it costs them more than $5.50 a pop. I don't want to say that it's a Ponzi scheme that they get you in cheap, then they rack you afterwards, because you did mention it is the first day or two that you started with them. But that may be a possibility. But regardless,
it's on my Facebook page.
If it's on your face, yeah, that's definitely a better deal if it's on your Facebook page and all that good stuff. So you gave them access to your account, and
I gave them access to my account.
Right, that's actually a decent. That's actually a decent deal. You're paying someone a set percentage or set type of money. That's a decent deal. These companies that you pay $20 to per filled out form, that's a terrible deal.
No, that's not what it did. No, they actually they're using my Facebook page to do it. However, Facebook leads are not great.
Right, I get you. But that's not a bad deal where they're doing it from your account. Okay, the only thing I can mention about Facebook leads, since if you're in the final expense industry, I've been told that the two ways that you get leads are, what are the two? It's postcards or Facebook leads. That's it. Is that pretty accurate? Is that what you've been told as well?
Well, there's live transfer leads.
Yeah, leads as well. But okay, let me just go to what I found out about Facebook leads. I did. If you're on our lead page, naip.org/lead-services. We click here where it says Facebook Library of Competitors Advertising. You could easily go click this. You punch in the word final expense. If you see a company doing advertising in all 50 states, they probably know what they're doing. You could literally not copy, you'll make it somewhat similar. If you notice they're using a video on their advertising and it's not a skill set that you have, right above this area, it's a Fiverr outsourcing portal. You punch in the word video, someone will make a similar type video. Or world's largest outsourcing portal, 18 million registered freelancers. That takes you to Upwork.com. Similar, they've got professionals that do this type of stuff that you're asking. The company that you're working with is, I'm sure they're in this Fiverr as well as Upwork. That's how they get customers. Whatever you're looking for, you've got freelancers willing to do it for you. In addition, if you just want to run it yourself and have these, have them make the initial ad for you, a video, the wording you could pretty much figure out. You're probably good at wording, and that's the scoop. But none of these, right below this area, it says leads. Facebook leads are hot in 2019. Facebook leads bring local clients. This is Facebook's university. They're a very long PDF which teach people how to give them money. Facebook is a reasonably successful company. You would imagine that they make it easy for you to give them money. So we click that, and the good thing about Facebook is you can start at $2 per day. When you feel comfortable that you're doing it right, you can move up. But again, what you have is not such a terrible deal. If it's on your account, on your Facebook page, you did mention the name of the company on the chat, but I'll mention that as well. But if you click on this world's largest outsourcing portal, I guess the key word would be Facebook advertising helpers or something similar. And the company that you mentioned on that chat, let me just find out where you are. You mentioned secureagentmarketing.com. But that's how to sell final expense on YouTube. Core Web Vitals. This is Anita. If Anita's still on the call, hi Anita. Core Web Vitals. The traffic and user engagement is taking more attention now. The content reading a lot about that. All Google is trying to do is figure out who the real companies are. You could imagine time on site is the key. The reason they give everyone that free Gmail account while they did the Android cell phone was so they know how long people stay on websites. And they got pretty good at it. They really have it down to a T, how much time people spend on a website. And so whatever you could do to make your web page interesting keeps them on. If you look at the design of these websites, let me go to an example website. You try to make this stuff as interesting and professional as humanly possible. Change the content to something interesting. People love graphs. People love bullet points. They love interesting stuff. We click final expense quote or get instant quote. Of course, it's not a real instant quote on the final expenses. All it's doing is collecting client information, similar to Medicare supplement. If we put the words input personal information, so an insurance agent may call you, no one would fill out the form. But I suppose it can be instant. You instantly get it and you instantly call these people and give them an instant quote. It's the life insurance quote engine, which is instant, which is real. The rates are actually from 2 years ago. But on term life, I don't think it matters that much because we all know that term life is just an estimate anyways based on the underwriting criteria. But this particular quote engine is super interesting. And it has the pop-up to collect client information because that's how you make money. When you click this, it shows you all the companies and all that good stuff, which is interesting. And that's really how you get time on site, by making your website super, super interesting. I suppose if you're in a particular market, let's say final expense, what I personally would do is I would put statistics on my website about the cost of a funeral and all that interesting stuff. In fact, one of the reasons that this web page, which is selling final expense over the telephone, is towards the top of the search engine. Right now it's number 2. It's actually number 3, which is not that bad considering how many people want to be at the top. Even though I have the sales pitch on it, which is interesting, I put a bunch of other information above it, such as this graph of, I guess I have to go in there and change it. I did this one. I remember I did this a couple of years ago. I changed the 2014 to 16. I guess I got to change it again because the years are going by. And I talk about a last will and testament, free will. I talk about federal FTC trade rulings and all this crazy stuff. A 54-page guide, whatever you could do to make these pages interesting, that's really determines who moves up the search engine. I have to mention, to be at the top of the search engine on a nationwide basis probably is not going to happen. But you could definitely be at the top on a local basis. Google local and Bing, similar to Bing, then Google Maps. And that's not hard to do. And you do make money from that. People click your stuff, they buy something from you, which is really what we're trying to do. Best burial insurance. If you see that this company is doing stuff in all 50 states, it means they're successful, they're making money. You take this video, Harris, to a guy who makes videos and you say, hey, I can't copy it because of copyright laws, but something similar, or take 3 videos and combine them somehow, you could write the words and you've got a completely original video that you could use for years and years and years and not pay a third party. Is that sensible to, if these people are good and they're charging a very small percentage to manage your account, and these are smart people, but remember, advertising people are supposed to be the smart guy in the room. And if you're hiring these people and they're not the smart guy in the room, that's a problem. Oftentimes, these people that are undercutting on the price, they're from countries such as Pakistan and India. And these are not American people that know the American culture and American advertising. I'm not sure if you remember the movie Kramer versus Kramer from a couple of years ago. These were advertising executives. These were pure American people who lived in the American culture. And that's why they were good at advertising. Getting the cheapest deal as your advertising executive may not end up a happy ending. And we all want to be happy. What's the firm that you...
What was that firm? You just mentioned somebody.
I mentioned your firm. I mentioned the company I clicked this video, Vimeo.com. I did mention the company you're using for secureagentmarketing.com.
The video that I had was not from them.
Right, but ever since the 2016 election a couple of years ago, Facebook made their advertisement completely public information. So you could search and see who's advertising for any keyword.
Right.
So there's a decent chance with your native-born American education, you're better at this than these people you're hiring. It is your business. It is your life. What I do is I advertise all over the place on my page. Imagine if you're trying to recruit insurance agents. One of the best keywords you could have on Google is, let's say, live transfer, final expense leads. Live transfer, final expense. This is probably I'm right at the top, NAAIP.org/lead services. And one of the reasons I'm at the top is I do mention over and over and over the word $8 live transfer leads. I couple that with a bunch of really interesting information. And Harris,
do I have to be contracted with you? Do I have to be contracted with you in any way to get those live transfer leads?
Okay, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is you can get live transfer leads from other parties. The average price you may know is $35, $40 a pop. Is that pretty accurate?
Pretty accurate.
Okay, so when you see someone advertising $8 live transfer leads, something's very weird, and this is no exception. If you scroll down on this page from top to bottom, it's a Wikipedia of lead generation. A lot of good information. Scroll down, mentions other services. NAAIP members will receive tutelage as to setting up generation, expert advice. YouTube and other lead companies are great tools for example sales pitches. Your lead generator TelePro should generate between 1 and 2 leads per hour. There are American companies which you could click. They will hire, and you'll see who they are. They will hire the Filipino for you and charge you $20 per appointment and schedule your day via Google Calendar contacts for you to run appointments. You would have to supply them a list of names to call. An alternative is they will train you and your team to make appointments. Right, something very weird on that paragraph. It does mention the word they will hire the Filipino. Virtually every live transfer company out there, they're using Filipino call centers. These people make $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 per hour. You could imagine if they're in a call center, it means someone's paying rent and they have to go to work. Oftentimes people prefer to work at home. They have computers at their home. Right below that, it mentions home-based telemarketer marketplace, 20,000 phone pros, freelancers, software included. This takes you to outbounders.com. This is primarily Filipinos that make $3, $4, $5 per hour. If you're good at this job yourself and you could teach other people to be even better than they currently are, that's how you create a business, and that's how you get these $8 live transfer leads. I know it sounds terrible that I'm advertising online $8 live transfer leads, but that's how you get to the top of the search engine. when people call me up during the week, I say, hey, in the meantime, register for NAIP, create the website. We're primarily a tech company, but we do discuss live transfer leads for $8 on that 6-day per week conference call. In the meantime, these people, are doing other stuff with us, or at least hopefully they are. This is a business. We're trying to get people to use our stuff. Fact is, the website technology that you're using is really good. It does not cost us any money when additional users use it. So we want as many people in as humanly possible. And I would say that a lot of insurance agents are doing searches for live transfer leads, and I'd like them to be using the system as well. Then they say, oh, shucks, yeah, you're right, $35 is the going rate. $8 is not really, selling, et cetera, et cetera. And that is the scoop. Okay, Anita's on this call. We also have hi, Beatrice from Florida. John from Arkansas. John, can you hear me?
Yes.
What's life
I can
in?
hear.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. John, do you have our free website yet at NAAIP.org?
I do have your free website.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, so how long?
Okay, we're cool. Andre from Lakewood, California. Can you hear me?
Check it out over there.
And Beatrice.
I have to call them and figure out what the hell's going on. But let me.
Okay, I just muted Beatrice because I guess there was background noise. Let me see if maybe I did that by accident. Okay, we are good. Okay, I'm gonna get off this call right now. Let me check out what's happening on YouTube. There's still 3 people. 4 people gave a thumbs up. If you guys could hop over to my YouTube page, subscribe. I've noticed that the really impressive are good at YouTube, and I would like to be similar. So if anyone can help, I appreciate it. If anyone needs content, game-changing, very high commission levels, all you got to do is send me an email to david@naip.org, and I'll get that over to you. The gentleman that was on the call earlier that said, hey, I want to have a private conversation, I did go through my list of private conversations with that gentleman, going back 2 years. And literally, we're just a tech company that offers high contracts. That's it. Try to keep stuff relatively simple.
Oh, that must have been that big box that when I went to
Okay, we are good to go. I do thank you for coming here. I went back on my Facebook. Let me see how this YouTube. I guess people could say something on YouTube. Let me see, but no one has said anything. Please join. This is pretty cool. I can't wait to be a YouTube star. I almost feel like I'm Justin Bieber. That was a joke. Okay, Jorge from Orlando, do you have a question?
Yes. My question is, I know that I've seen the website several times. Very good. This thing about removing the advertisement. Is there a way that I can just get on board and get the website so that
That is correct. Can you send me
an email or I'll send you it? I know that you have all this because that's how you got me to the YouTube. But I want to use it more because what's happening is I'm getting confused with all the marketing techniques of all the other people. I want to use your way of doing
Jorge,
insurance.
let me answer your question. Go into your password protected back office. I could do it while you're on this call to keep it simple, to make sure it gets
do
done.
that if you can.
No, I can't do it. You have to do it yourself.
Oh, okay. Can you do something for me? Can I email you my email here so you have it and send me the link to it, please?
Okay, Jorge, I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
You go into your password protected back office, NAIP.org. If you remember your password, great. If you don't, you click Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, or MSN. You log in. As soon as you log in at the very top, it says the word click here to get rid of that. You click that button.
Okay.
That takes you to PayPal. If you have a PayPal account in your username and password, if you can't remember it, you retrieve your password. If you don't have a PayPal account, they're going to ask you to throw in your email, create a password, put in your credit card, and boom, it's done. If you ever sell through us in the future, I will refund that $14.99 a month. That's it.
Okay.
The reason I suppose I probably should set up a system where if someone says, hey, I want to give you a credit card, so I could, ask people for credit cards telephonically, but the PayPal is the best system for you. It's the easiest to figure out. It's the safest way to pay anyone. It's the easiest way for us to refund money. If you sell through us in the future, I just send you money by PayPal.
Okay.
Remember, you mentioned about the different marketing systems. If you want to sell these products that we're pushing at very high commission levels, you're more than welcome to. If you don't, life continues. But I have to tell you, in my personal opinion, if you're selling these high-end index universal life or these big whole life policies for retirement planning, oftentimes your customers will be business owners. So it's probably not a bad idea to learn how easy these websites are to manipulate, especially video at the top. And this could definitely be a win. I know it's a rock bottom price to get rid of these ads, especially considering that I will refund the money if you make sales through us. But you know what we're looking for. If you end up giving these websites out on a regular basis to business owners, those business owners will have ads on their website, which someone has to get rid of. But if you sell through us on a regular basis, it won't be an issue at all. I'll just press the word delete, 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 no ads. Or you'll do that. So ideally, that's what we're looking at. Refuse commission-wise. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that. I believe I did speak to John, Al as well. Beatrice, we have not spoken from Hunters. It says here, Hunters Creek, Florida.
No, I've just been listening. I'm kind of like a new agent, so I'm just taking in the knowledge.
Okay, Beatrice, I've got good news for you. I should say I've got really bad news. In new agents that come into this business, the vast majority do not succeed. And one of the solutions that these marketing companies have figured out to make money from you guys is literally to take you to the cleaners, selling you leads. Hold on. I muted myself by accident. So these marketing companies really try to take advantage of new agents coming in. They may do it based on really low commissions, or they may do it by emptying out your bank account, selling you leads. The third technique would be they will have you write out a list of all your family members, which are the easiest sale. The recruiter manager when you're at your lowest commission level. And that's the bad news. The good news is, since you know me personally and we're very tight, we could prevent that from happening.
Okay.
But that's the fact. When you come in this business, that's what happens. And who have you been in? I personally will not mention other insurance companies. The whole industry wants to put me out of business for obvious reasons. We're offering much better deals than anyone else. We're completely dependent on the insurance end of it from major insurance companies that deal with multiple marketing avenues. So I don't want to rock the boat too much. And then what could get me in trouble is by mentioning companies' names or even marketing companies' names. But if you mention it, it's completely.
Okay, you muted yourself again.
Yeah. Why am I myself? Did I click something? So I'm just curious, what marketing company have you been in contact with?
Okay, so here's the beauty of this, that I haven't joined anyone on this end of the spectrum for licensing for life, health, or annuities. So I'm looking for someone to join up to do that. I currently do P&C.
Oh.
All right, so I currently do P&C. I've got several policies on there, but I'm kind of looking to also add this line in. So I haven't joined anyone. I'm just trying to figure out
I get you.
the best option.
Okay, I'll just mention to you, just let you know, please sign up for that website. Even though I say it's free and always will be and all that good stuff, you did. Put the website in your own domain name. You could highlight this for auto insurance if you want. It's not very difficult, or whatever else you do for a living. I've noticed, keep stuff pretty simple. If you learn one major life insurance company, where it says major insurance company, and you learn one major final expense company, you'll be pretty well set when it comes to life insurance. The other aspect that people are into this business is Medicare. And on that one, in the password protected back office where it says latest news, there is a click there where you could click to get contracted right away. But if you send me an email, these companies, I have to send you an invitation to get contracted. If you could get very specific, you could say, send me the final expense, send me the major company, and I'll send you the link. It's up to you to learn the product, to get in front of people, and to close deals.
Okay.
And whatever techniques that these other marketing companies are offering you, they probably have good experience in the business that those techniques work. And you may just want to imitate those techniques, whatever they're doing. But through this system, you will be at a higher commission level. It could be a substantially higher commission level, probably even a higher commission level, not probably, most likely a better deal than even the recruiter who's trying to make money off you is at, which is how you stay in business, by having a good deal.
Right.
And the lead systems that they're offering you have to take with a grain of salt. You have to say, like, do I look like I'm stupid? I'm going to you'll buy leads from you, plus you're making money on this end and that end. It's you know how to use Google, you know how to do all that stuff. But the insurance recruitment business is really relying on people that work in warehouses, fast food. They want to come across as more of a professional person, so they take a 40-hour course online and they take a test. Voila, they're a licensed insurance agent.
Okay.
So,
well, I will definitely dive in and look at that website and sign up.
Right, and about the products, I just want the main company we're pushing, which is the one that's really serious about us not mentioning their name. It's a mutual insurance company. They have, for the most part, mutual companies pay 5% interest on whole life policies, and I've seen some mega policies come in, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 a month. Then you couple that with the index universal life. It's really up to you to learn these products. And oftentimes people sell this to themselves. And the other marketing technique is these companies sell these recruiters have you and your family members buy these policies. You might as well sell it at full commission.
All right.
Okay, we are good to go. I do appreciate you all coming here today. I'm going to take off right now. I've been here for quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna get off right now. I do thank you. I will be here tomorrow, Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If anyone could go to my YouTube page in particular, subscribe and like, much appreciated. As well as if anyone needs contracting, send an email to david@naaip.org. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let me get everyone off mute right now. Beatrice, Al, and Jorge.
And I'm neutral on that one. The representative did make me smile because you said, how is life in America? All right.
Okay, I'm going to get off. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.